Hello and welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Ellie, I am from Austria, and today we'll go through all of the whips that I have in my bags and that I took with me from the year before into 2025. Hello, I hope you're all doing really well. I have quite a few projects that I started last year and I haven't finished them, so I thought I would go through them just to give you an update on what I have been working on and kind of left it and what I might pick up in the near future. I have no idea. I have quite a few projects. It's going to be a bit of a surprise for myself as well. For quite a few of them I haven't worked on for a really long time, which means like 6 months plus. So I'm really sorry if I can't remember everything. I will make sure to put it on the screen or at least down in the description box, so you know all of the patterns that I'm talking about, etc. Right, I've got myself a nice cup of tea. It is really gloomy outside today, so I thought I'm gonna put up some candles and we're just gonna have a nice and relaxed chat. Right. I have this basket. This is my active whip basket. It is beside my sofa. It's where I can just store especially the big projects really fast. And in here I have one sweater that I want to pick up again. It is the Pippin sweater by the Knit Pergo. I can't remember what size I'm making. It's either the smallest or second to smallest size. Those are usually the ones I make. And this is how I've gotten so far. I really like the texture. It is just a lot of purling and it does take a lot of time. So I started the sleeve and I needed the needles, that's why it's on hold at the moment. It has a really nice folded over collar. I used a, what is it called? For the fold you can use an Italian bind off technique instead of binding off. It's for a nicer fold. It's from, I think, Petite Knit Patterns is where I picked it up from, and it gives the collar just a really neat look and finish. I also did it on my Moby sweater and I loved it so much that I started to incorporate it in most of my sweaters, and this one as well. So it has a really nice collar. I don't know where the front and the back is, to be honest. I think this is the back, I'm not entirely sure. There might be short rows, I'm really sorry, I have no idea. Most of the Knit Pergo's patterns do have short rows, and I'm pretty sure that this is a compound raglan as well. Again, I could be wrong on that, it's been a while since I started this project, but this is where I'm at. I remember that I left off the body because I finished one skein and then I picked up the sleeves to try and get the sleeves done before the rest of the body. I'm using Drops Daisy in this marzipan colour. It's a really nice yarn to work with. I've worked with it twice now, I think, and I really like it. I have no idea how it's going to hold up because I have no projects yet where I've washed it and I've worn the garment itself, so I can't really make any like promises about the how it's holding up, but so far I'm really enjoying it. Like I said, I do want to pick this back up because I like the texture really, like, quite a lot. The only thing that I noticed when I made this sweater, or I worked on it actively, is it does take quite a while. It is a moss stitch from what I remember, or a seed stitch I think actually. It gives you a really nice squishy texture, but there is quite a lot of purling involved as well, and that really slows me down. So that's why I started working on the sleeve instead of the body. But even with the sleeves, the small circumference, it just took me such a long time that for even like a few centimeters, that I just put it aside, and I didn't forget about it, but I didn't have the motivation to work on it because I knew how much time I would have to put in to even see the smallest results. But I'm gonna pick it up again. You work it on 4mm needles. Those needles are freed up now again, so I can dig in and get this finished pretty soon, hopefully. So that's the first project that has been living in this basket for a really long time. I also have like random needles and stuff that I just put in, and yeah, I need to sort through this actually. I've got some mohair from when I made some penny gloves, some leftover yarn. Alright, so, oh, it's quite dirty as well. I need to sort this out afterwards. The other project that I have in here is, actually, I just seen 2 socks. So the first one is a sock tube. I started this not too long ago. I just made a random sock tube. I use a 2x1, there we go. It's a 2x1 rib pattern. I have no pattern for this. This is completely made up. I think I cast on 60 or 64 stitches, which is what I need for my socks to fit. And I wanted to try something different. This is some yarn that I got for Christmas last year from my brother. It is an alpaca wool and acrylic yarn, or polyamide, so it's a complete like sock yarn because of the added, what's it called, I just said the word, polyamide, acrylic, that stuff. The stuff that you need in socks. My gosh, my brain today is not really working. I've been really enjoying working on this when I was traveling on the train, but because I got my car back, I haven't really worked on it anymore. Rib is not my favorite thing to work on. I don't know why it would have been a good idea to start this, but socks never really fit me, so I thought I would try a rib pattern to see if that makes it fit better. I'm working on my short circular needles. These are 2.5, I think, and it is very slow. The yarn is very thin since it's a sock yarn, but it's a really nice yarn to work with. It's very soft, and the goal is to knit this sock tube and use up all of this yarn to first of all get it out of my stash and to really use up every last bit, and then go back in and take it apart and divide it essentially, and put the heel and the toe in so I can have different lengths as well. So that is the second project. And then the third one is also a sock tube. This really has been going on for such a long time. It's another sock tube with Christmas sock yarn that I bought almost 2 years ago now. This is Ravelry. I made some socks with this, and these are just the scraps. You can see I don't have that much left, and this is the sock tube already. I'm pretty sure that I've worked it on 3mm needles. Normally I put like a little note on it so I know what size I use, but for this one I forgot, or I didn't do it, I don't know why. So I'm just trying to, I don't know, maybe I'll pick this up again to get the yarn out of my stash. I made the cuff up here. I think I made it for myself as well, so I cast on, I don't know, 50 something stitches because it is a DK weight yarn, or like a thicker sock yarn. and this really has just been living in here. Socks, knitting socks really is not my strength. As you can tell, I start quite a lot of socks and then never finish them, just because it is so fiddly and it really hurts my hands after a while. They start to cramp up, but I much prefer working on circular needles than with double pointed needles, because it's just my preference. But that also means that my hands, and especially my thumb, cramps up really badly, really quickly, because of how I hold the needles. So that's why I have quite a few socks on the go, or like on the go, started and never finished. So that is my basket. And then I have some more whips. I have another sock in this one. I actually sewed this little pouch a while ago from leftover fabric. All of these fabrics I've got dresses in, and in this one is, like I just said, also a sock. I have worked on this in autumn. This is a sock for my brother's friend, and again I'm working on short circular needles. These are plastic ones. I bought them when I was in England. I think they're also 2.5mm needles. I'm pretty sure. I don't think this is 3mm. And I already turned the heel. Now I just need to knit on the foot. This is the first sock. Now I just need to knit on the foot and then the toe, which is kind of like the easiest bit of the whole thing. But because the foot does take quite a while to do, I really lost steam on it. So this has been in this bag for a few months now as well. I do have to pick this up because first of all, winter is not that long anymore, and he asked for them in autumn around October time, and I told him, yeah, I will make some. I can definitely do that for your friend. And then I just didn't keep my promise, so I don't like that. So I want to finish them really soon if I can be bothered. I hope I am. And the yarn I'm using is scrap yarn. This is Schachenmeier Regia in the colour Mountains and Fjords. This is what it looks like. Really nice blue colour. I talked about this yarn before. My mum made me some socks a few years ago when she found out that I started knitting, so she knit me a pair of socks, and she bought 2 of these without knowing that for 1 pair of socks you only need 1, especially in my size. And so she had this one left over, and I asked her if I could have it because I know she's not a knitter and she's not picked up needles ever since. So that is why I'm using it, because it's just there, it's leftover yarn, and I will make her some socks out of this eventually once I finish this pair. So that is sock number 3 now that I have started and not finished. I think those are all of the socks. And now we get into a lot of whips that I started before I took my knitting break. So a lot of these are summer projects. I won't be picking them up anytime soon because I like to work with wool in winter and obviously summer yarns in summer. So there is no point in me in finishing them now when first of all I can't wear them, and second of all they are on very thin needles most of the time. So the first project that I have is the Lotus Petal top by Hiris Makes. I made this shirt before and I really like it. I still have it in a different color. I used, for this version, I used the same yarn. This is Drops Saffron in this really nice chocolate brown. I have it in a beige color. I made it cropped. I absolutely love it. The only thing is that I made the armhole too small. This is one of the first things that I knit when I started knitting, and this is the very first time I made lace. So I really wanted a second version, a second top. and I don't know how to show you this. So here is the lace, this is the bottom. Really, really pretty. I highly recommend the pattern. It's very simple, it's very straightforward, and in my opinion also a great stash buster for those summer yarns. This is 100% cotton. I like working with it, I like wearing it. I have no problems really with the yarn. It's not super difficult to work with. You do obviously, because it's cotton yarn, see the joints where you join the yarn together. That is a little bit annoying. You can't spit splice with it like you can with wool yarn, but I guess that's just the nature of it. So here I've got, I think I'm working on the same ball double, so the front and the back, if I see correctly. Yes. I'm trying to use up this yarn. I'm trying to get it out of my stash because I have so much of it. I think I finished the back panel. This is the back from what I can tell, and then so it's bottom up, and you split for like on the arms here. I finished the back from what I remember, and I'm currently working on the front until you get to this point by the collar, where you then separate or you cast off, and then you separate for the last bit on your shoulder. So this is how far I am. I really hope that this time I made it long enough and the split isn't as high as the other one, because it is fairly cropped, the other shirt, and I would have liked it a little bit longer. I did not measure, I couldn't be bothered, just bear that in mind. And yeah, cute little top. I don't know what size I'm making, probably the smallest size available as per usual. And then I have a project, oh gosh, this is kind of embarrassing. I really don't have a lot left with this sweater. This sweater has seen all of the ups and downs I went through last year. I was so excited to cast it on. This is a Sari Nordland pattern. I can't remember what the sweater is called, but it has this really, really gorgeous cable detail. And I have one sleeve. I steam blocked, because it looked so small, I steam blocked the body and not the sleeve yet, but I do have to wet block it because it just looks so small. I'm pretty sure that I made either size 1 or 2. I wanted the one where I had a little bit more room from what I remember, and I'm just really worried it's not going to fit me because I put so much time in this. It took me so long to finish this with all of these cables and all of this purling in between. And I started the second sleeve and then I made a mistake and I had to rip it out again, and then I completely lost motivation for the whole project, and I just put it aside and never wanted to look at it again. But like I said, I only need one sleeve and then it would be done. The yarn that I'm using is Biche Bouche Le Petit Lamb's wool and the mohair in, I believe the color is grey or light grey. I only have a little bit left in here. Here we go. This is it. It should be enough. If I don't have enough, I'm in big trouble. But because I'm holding the fingering weight and the mohair together, I think that this is more than enough. It is 100% wool, and what's it called? Grey beige, that's the colour. Grey beige. And I'm holding it together with the same colour with the mohair. So it should be enough, it should be fine. Technically it's not that big of a undertaking, but I remember from the sleeves it was such a pain to knit these with the cables and the small circumference. So I think I had to do magical loop, which is not what I typically go for and what I like to do, because it gives me a jog on the sides. I know you can shift the stitch and then shift it by one to have like a spiral effect, so it's not at the same point in every round. Don't know if that's making any sense to anyone, but it does to me. But I remember these were such a pain to knit that I just didn't want to pick it up again, and here we are. So this is something I will definitely finish. I don't know when, because even looking at it, it makes me happy and sad at the same time, which is not something that I like to have with my projects, purely because when I tried it on, the fit was just so terrible that I got so discouraged to even finish it because of how small it was. So maybe that has changed. Maybe it magically became wider and the wet blocking will fix all of our issues like we usually want it to. But yeah, this is just another graveyard project in a sense. And then I have two more, I think. One is a cardigan, and I definitely will work on this when spring or summer comes back round, because it was such a joy to knit on, but it is quite a lot. So this is the Millie cardigan by, I can't remember the designer. A really beautiful cardigan, all over lace with some cables. This is the lace panel, and then you have like some cables. This is the front. It's a V-neck, and here you can see the cables in more detail. Really beautiful. I need more cardigans in my wardrobe. I think this is just an ongoing battle. I'm working on 3.5mm needles with this project. It's a really nice beige colour. I just have to have my chart open all the time, and that just doesn't make it super flexible for me, because quite a lot of the times when I come home I just want to knit on something easy. I don't want to think, I don't want to look at the chart, I just want to knit, and this is not the project for that. I'm using Drops Cotton Merino in this beige colour. It is a 50-50 blend, so 50% cotton, 50% wool. I've had no troubles so far with it. I have worked with this once with mohair held together for a cardigan for my mum. She loves that cardigan. It turned out a little bit too big, so it looks a little bit awkward, so I'm gonna have to make her another one. But anyways, for this one I'm really happy with how this is turning out. It's just that it is a lot of staring at the screen and going row by row, and it's not very intuitive as of yet, because you still increase for the front, but the pattern I have no complaints about. It's very well charted. It's just not one chart with all of the rows, it's like multiple small charts, so you have to switch back and forth. But I will definitely pick this up once summer comes around. Don't know when I will finish it, but that is not my problem for now. And then the last project that I have in this magical massive project bag that I sewed like many years ago is this bad boy here. It is the Toaster Tank by Crea Bear, so Rebecca Clow. I want to make the version where you have the ties around the shoulders and you knit it bottom up, which I don't really like. This is how far I've gotten. So I have the body, and then I already separated for something. I think it's the front and back. I don't know. I'm really not sure why I have like multiple of these cables, but I cast off some stitches in the middle here, and I cast off some stitches here, so I assume it is some type of front and back, even though it doesn't look very even. My gosh, I have no idea. This I started it such a long time ago. It has been fun when I knitted it, because for the body you just knit it around until you have the correct length. I think I'm making it kind of cropped. I don't know, I don't even know what size I'm making. I don't even think I have it on Ravelry, which is another problem, because normally on Ravelry I always put the size in so I can always go back when I come back to the project, but I didn't do it with this project, I think. Anyways, the yarn that I'm using is this one. It's Diversa by Lana Grossa. Here we go. This is the color 5. It's like a dirty pink. That's the best I can describe it, even though it's meant to be, I think, like golden speckles in between, but it looks like a dirty pink. And it's a lot darker than what the camera picks it up as well. The problem that I have with this project though is, first of all, you knit it on 3.5mm needles, which does take a really long time. Then the yarn is a blend. It's 74% cotton and 26% viscose. It does give it a really nice drape, the viscose. It's not stiff. But working with the yarn, it's because it's such fine yarn, it really digs into my finger, so I don't love working on it. And the other thing is, almost a year ago I went to this color and analyst, that's the word, color analyst, and got my colors analyzed, what would suit my skin tone, my eye color, my hair, etc. And it turns out I'm a warm autumn, which I always thought I would be like a winter, because my veins are very blue, etc. But I actually am a warm autumn, and this color does not suit me at all. Or not at all, but it's not the best for my complexion. So that is why I am wondering if I should continue with this project and finish it, or what I'm gonna do with it, if I'm gonna try and sell this yarn. Like I said, it's a bit of a in-between for me, because I bought this yarn and I bought it with intention and I wanted to try it, and I really like the finished fabric, but just not the process of getting to that fabric. So I really don't know what to do with this. Let me know in the comments what you do with yarns that, or colors that you once liked and then found out that you actually don't suit them, or you don't like them anymore. I have quite a few of yarns that is like this, where yeah, it just doesn't really suit me. I'm trying to sell some of it at the moment, but I don't know if I want to do it with this. So I'm really on the fence. This is just going back into this project bag where I don't have to look at it again and not worry or find a solution for it. I know this is not the best way to deal with your problems, but hey ho, you can judge me all you want. That is just the best that I can do at the moment. Right, so those were all of the projects that I have left over from the year before. A few of them I will finish, a few of them I will just leave in the bottom of whatever storage thing they are in. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments down below if you also have long-term WIPs that you have had for ages or you don't know what to do with anymore. And let's have a little chat down there. Would be really interested to know more about your projects. And if you like this video, like and subscribe to my channel. Also, if you like my content. I am currently on a schedule where I upload weekly because I have so much creative energy that I want to put out and I want to make videos for you guys. So stay tuned for next week when another really cool video is gonna pop up for you to watch. And have a lovely day, week, weekend whenever you're gonna watch this, and I'm gonna see you next time. Bye!